Good morning to just about everybody in the Western Hemisphere, and good evening to my friends in Europe, and good very early morning to the folks in the Pacific Rim, especially folks Australia, New Zealand, that sort of thing. And welcome to the Angry Astronaut. Really do appreciate you guys tuning in. Pleasure to see you. And this is a special episode, that is to say, a 15 million view special that we're doing live stream today. It is deeply humbling to me and quite astonishing that I've ended up with this kind of viewership, and to get 15 million clicks on my content. Granted, I release a lot of content, but still, I mean, 15 million times people across the world have tuned in on this. Just mind-boggling, mind-boggling. By the way, there's a number of changes taking place here at the Angry Astronaut. For example, some of you may have noticed that you've got a new me, clean shaven and such. It's been a while since I've presented this look to everybody. So beard is gone for a while. So anyway, we've got, as you may have noticed, a number of people. I'm not a huge number of people tuned into the bulletin that I released, but I've been releasing a lot of them lately. The bulletin I released yesterday about our nice little asteroid that's going to be zooming by the Earth. As a matter of fact, it is zooming by the Earth as we speak right now, passing by our planet at an uncomfortable distance, at least as far as astronomical distances are concerned, between 1 and 2 million kilometers. That is a very, very close distance by astronomical terms. We don't get those kinds of close encounters very often. But what is even more concerning, obviously, is the size of what we're dealing with here. I mean, NASA isn't even really that sure as to how big this thing is. It's anywhere from 500 to 700 meters in diameter. By way of comparison, the Empire State Building is roughly 450 meters high. So you're looking at quite a colossal asteroid, not anywhere, as big, near as big as the one that wiped out the dinosaurs, but still very, very large. And I released a bulletin yesterday as to exactly how devastating something like this would be. And even though, like I say, way, way smaller. Anton, thank you so much for jumping in right away. Deeply appreciate that, for supporting this channel. And just to make everything clear really quick, guys, I am coming to the United Kingdom at the end of August, beginning of September, to cover Spaceport Cornwall and the first commercial space launch, from Western Europe, not just from the United Kingdom, from the entirety of Western Europe. So this is a huge, huge event in the history of space flight, really, obviously broadening the scope of all of the different countries that are participating. And wow, this is a big moment, I think, for the history of Britain, for the history of Europe. And I am beyond excited about this. And I'm in contact with the folks at the spaceport, and all of us, I think, are really looking forward to this. So yeah, I'm beyond excited. So yeah, it's some pretty interesting stuff. So anyway, one of the to celebrate the 15 million views that I've gotten, gonna provide a little bit of entertainment for you guys, because it's always fun, at least for us nerds, to blow things up. And before I go any further, one thing I want to make perfectly clear is live stream Q&A. Anybody on the live stream Q&A on the Discord side, feel free to put your questions in there. Those who support me through Patreon, through the membership here on the channel by clicking that little join button, either way, and you can become part of the Discord server and communicate with me directly. Jack, thank you so much for the $10. Like I say, your contribution makes the difference. It makes it to where I can do the sorts of things that I do, like, for example, the Sierra Space Tour, which now has exceeded over 110,000 views, I believe. I think it was like 114,000 the last time I looked at it between the two videos. Tens of thousands of people have tuned in to check out Dream Chaser. So it's amazing stuff. Also, real quick, want to be complete something, another part of the 15 million view rollout, a new piece of merchandise, guys, new piece of merch. There it is. It just popped up. Angry Astronaut sunglasses, guys. It's been a part of what I've done for this 2.5 years, part of my image, even though I don't wear the sunglasses on the live stream. I wear them as often as I possibly can. This is your opportunity to get in on Angry Astronaut sunglasses. Here's the deal. It's going to have the Angry Astronaut signature on one side, the Angry Astronaut logo on the other side. It's got its own case included with it, and the price is $40 plus shipping and handling, and there's only going to be 250 of these, period. This is a limited edition. If it sells really well, I may do Angry Astronaut glasses in the future, but they aren't going to include my signature on them the second time around. So this is a limited edition thing. If you're interested in pre-ordering, if you want to do that, send me $20 via PayPal. It's listed in the description. Make sure to include your name so I can put you down as reserved for that spot. Only 250 of these. If you consider the fact that I've almost got 80,000 subscribers, I think there's a damn good chance that these things are going to disappear very, very swiftly. So $40 plus shipping and handling for Astronaut sunglasses, signature on one side, my logo on the other side. Only 250 of them, and then they are done. They are gone, and that will be the end of the limited edition for the 15 million special. By the way, you may have seen a mushroom cloud there. We're going to go ahead and play our asteroid game right now. So what I'd like you to do is pick a either a size, or if there's a favorite asteroid or comet that you got, something like that, pick a rock, pick a target or a destination on the planet, pick a distance. You don't want to be terribly far away. You don't want to make yourself right next to it. You'll just be dead. So pick, some sort of reasonable distance, 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers, whatever, from the target, and then we'll show you what it's going to do to you. Just to give an example, the asteroid that's passing us by today. Apophis? No, Apophis wasn't passing us today, but since you mentioned it, let's go ahead and plug in numbers on Apophis just to go ahead. That one, by the way, is the nightmare asteroid. That's the one that everybody talks about as being tremendously devastating and frightening. Now, one thing about it is it's just because it passes relatively closely. That's one thing, people have been concerned about. It's the relative danger that it represents, because there's been some projections as to whether or not it might collide with the Earth. There is no immediate danger of Apophis colliding with the Earth. Anybody want to pick a target? What do we want Apophis to blow up today? Right. So, like I say, pick wherever you want. You want to pick someplace, your own hometown or some other town that you're not terribly fond of, or whatever. If you'll, Plastic Pinocchio, thank you so much for your support. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. It is a 370 meter diameter. That is correct. Once again, just pick wherever you want this thing to hit. And what do we have pop up there? Just saw a target. Moscow. Okay. And let's go ahead and put it. Yeah. Yeah, St. Petersburg is the capital, but we're not going to go after Russia's capital. Let's go ahead and go after, well, obviously still a very, very important city in Russia. So we're looking at an asteroid that is roughly about 370 meters in diameter. So that is, so we're going to put ourselves 20, well, let's say, yeah, 20 kilometers just for fun. Yeah, I think we should be a little bit further than that. Let's go 50 kilometers away from the point of impact, and we're 370. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, who just did the super chat? Thank you so much. Really do appreciate the support there. The and then the impact velocity, all of these things you need to plug in to the numbers. By the way, this is provided by the Imperial College in London. Then we're going to have it hit sedimentary rock close to the location. And here's what we got, guys. Just for fun, we have an explosion of 13, let's see, yeah, 1,300 megatons. Now that's in the atmosphere. By the time it actually impacts, it doesn't lose a lot of speed. So we're still talking 1,110 megatons. Now compare that, of course, to the Tsar Bomba, which is the most devastating bomb that you could possibly imagine. That was 50 megatons. It would ignite every tree within 50 kilometers. Yeah, yeah, and little boy was 15 kilotons. So yeah, the Tsar bomb is 50 megatons. So it's beyond ridiculous in terms of what it's going to do. On top of that, the final crater that it would create, by the way, is 4.4 kilometers in diameter and nearly half a kilometer in depth. Kind of hard to imagine just how devastating that would be. And one of the reasons why Apophis is regarded as being such a frightening asteroid is the fact that there have been some projections saying that it was going to hit us sometime in the near future, or that there was a chance that it might hit sometime in the near future. So this is about on the level of a little bit worse, actually, than a Tunguska event level asteroid, something along those lines. Pick another one. It's an impact, and it would actually make it all the way to impact 1,110 megatons. It would survive all the way to the ground. So unlike some asteroids that wouldn't quite survive and would air burst, this one is large enough to be able to get all the way to the ground, which is one of the reasons why it would create this massive crater. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. Yeah. I do look a bit different when I have the beard gone. Thanks very much for your support. Really do appreciate that. So let's fun and games with asteroids, and we can have it hit the water too if you want. Any others that we had in mind? Any particular ones of interest? And by the is it Bennu? Bennu. Oh geez. I think that one's going to be a planet killer if I remember correctly, but let me go ahead and check real quick. Bennu. Okay, the Bennu asteroid. Just for fun, let's go ahead and look at it. I'm looking for diameter here real quick. And actually, it's not quite as bad as I thought it is. It's 565 meters in diameter. So let's go ahead and plug in the numbers on this. We also know that Bennu is not comprised of iron. Iron asteroids make things way, way more devastating. But let's say that that's what we're dealing with right now. 565 meters in diameter, being comprised of mostly rock rather than iron. So it's going to be similar. And let's go ahead. Let's get a little further away from impact. Let's say we're 80 kilometers away at this point. And by the way, if you want to go for a comet, comets get really nasty. They're very devastating. So let's have it hit crystal and rock just out of interest. Okay, so we're plastic Pinocchio. Milan. Okay, we're going to be 80 kilometers away from Milan. So think of a suburb or a small town within 80 kilometers of Milan, assuming that this were to hit at that point. So something like this obviously is not going to create a major global change in terms of where it hits or anything along those lines. However, it would do 4,510 megatons. Would be the explosive force of this projectile. Unbelievable. Once again, it's difficult to even comprehend something like that. You're talking about, and once again, Tsar Bomba, biggest atom bomb we ever set off, 50 megatons, 4,510 megatons. It would create a crater 5.12 kilometers in diameter. Milan would essentially just be a crater. The final crater depth would be about half a kilometer in depth, 517 meters. Now, to make things even more fun, if you're 70 kilometers away, the radiation from the blast would hit you 326 milliseconds after impact. The fireball would appear 13.7 times larger than the sun. Your body would be covered mostly in second-degree burns. All of the deciduous trees would ignite, and all on top of that, you'd be looking at an earthquake at 7.0 on the Richter scale. Lots of fun. And on top of that, an overpressure blast of 135 miles per hour. So in any event, game over, even if you're 70 kilometers away. Once again, we're talking, all of these are way, way, way smaller than the one that wiped out the dinosaur. Tiny little pebbles compared to the ones that wiped out the dinosaurs. So it's a little frightening. Do you need to go inland a mile, 100 miles? If we're talking, it depends on the size of the impact. If it's offshore, that is the size of the meteor that's impacting. Let's take one of these, the one that's going by us right now, since you asked that question. Let's say we're talking about something that's hitting off the coast. I did one of these yesterday. Let's say that it's roughly the size of the one that's impacting, or not impacting, but rather passing us by. So let's say you're 100 kilometers. Let's say it hits 100 kilometers offshore. The projectile diameter is 700 meters instead. But just for fun, let's say it's a comet. Now, you think it's made out of ice, so not that bad, huh? But here's the problem. Comets are going nearly triple the speed on average that asteroids go when they're coming in. Also, interstellar objects are going this fast as well. So you have that come in, hit 100 kilometers off the shore, and it would hit, first of all, with the force of 79,000 megatons worth of TNT. So a 79,000 megaton blast. But I think probably what you're wondering about is the tsunami. The tsunami would range anywhere from 40.6 meters in height to 81.2 meters in height. And for those of you here in the United States, it could go anywhere from 133 feet high to 266 feet high. By way of comparison, the tsunami that hit the coast of Japan was in the 30s. So you're looking at a tsunami wave that theoretically could be almost triple the height of the one that hit Japan. So yeah, if you went to really high ground, you might be okay. But once again, an explosion of that kind of magnitude, if it hit even 100 kilometers away, you'd be in very, very deep trouble. So yeah, and some of this stuff's is fun to think, oh boy, that's crazy how powerful that is. At the same time, though, all of this stuff is real, and that's why I talk about it so much. And by the way, that's only 700 meters. 700 meters. By way of comparison, the one that wiped out the dinosaurs, I believe, is about 5.7 kilometers in diameter, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Didymorphos. Oh boy, you're looking at a big one now. The one that we're at least, if I remember correctly, anyway. There's that's actually a binary. Um, yes, correct. The Didymos rather system is a binary system. So we of course are going to be hitting that with the DART mission. And by the way, this is something that really annoys the hell out of me is the fact that it's an incomplete mission. The DART mission was sent out by NASA, launched by SpaceX, as a matter of fact, but the European Space Agency was supposed to send out their own probe, and they are eventually in 2024. But the Hera probe was supposed to keep all of this under observation. They were supposed to examine the asteroid in detail, that is to say, the one orbiting the larger one, to see what its surface composition was like, what its surface features were like, that sort of thing. Take very close readings on it while the DART mission hit it. That would have given us far more precise results, but the ESA had funding problems, technical problems, etc. So Hera is not launching until 2024, which means that we're going to be relying on telescopes to provide us with a lot of our information. Annoying to say the least. But let's go ahead and plug that in real quick. Once again, let's say it comes in relatively slowly by way of comparison to the comet that we just did, and let's put ourselves 150 kilometers away from the impact. And once again, let's go ahead and have this hitting sedimentary rock. All right, so let's go ahead. And by the way, I'm going to have this, even though it isn't, I'm going to go ahead and have it made out of something else. I'm going to have it made out of dense rock, which it may be for all we know. We haven't really examined the composition that thoroughly. So it hits. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So this one is if it was made out of much more dense rock, it would not be a whole lot of fun. The energy before atmospheric entry, by the way, would be about 111,000 megatons. It would be utterly devastating. Once again, keep in mind that we are 150 kilometers away from the impact. The visible fireball radius would be 13.7 kilometers. It would appear 20.7 times larger than the sun. It would ignite clothing, much of the body suffering third-degree burns. Newspaper ignites, plywood flames, deciduous trees ignite, grass ignites. An earthquake of 8.0 on the Richter scale. Just out of interest, by the way, also about 7 centimeters worth of ejecta. Super hot ejecta, by the way, would wind up at your location. It would also have an air blast with an overpressure of 273 miles per hour, or 122 meters per second, which would be sufficient to take down multi-story wall-bearing buildings, wood frame buildings, and up to 90% of the trees that were also burning, by the way, would we be blown down, essentially whipping the whole thing into a gigantic firestorm. So yeah, intense stuff. And once again, way smaller than the one that wiped out the dinosaurs. So, this is still not even beginning to push the upper levels of some of the big stuff that can hit us. Now, obviously, if it's 40, 50 kilometers in diameter, dead meat, that Yeah, Halley's Comet. The suggestion was just put out for Halley's Comet. I've had that one suggested before, but let's go. That one's a nasty one, by the way. So let's go ahead and pop that one in real quick, just for fun. So Halley's Comet. Okay, physical characteristics. Um, Oh dear Lord in heaven. Yeah, yeah, I remember doing this one. This one's really, really bad. Halley's Comet that pays us a nice little visit every now and then, every 76 years, I believe. So yeah, it's something that's been part of human civilization, human history forever. So we're talking something that is 11 kilometers in diameter, 11 kilometers, which makes it bigger. Now it's made out of ice, so that reduces the number of kilograms per cubic meter. However, it's going way, way faster than your average asteroid. So it comes shooting in. Let's say it hits a what? Let's have it hit water just for fun. So 1,000 meters worth of water, and let's put ourselves 1,000. Let's put ourselves 800 kilometers away. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, it just came in. Thank you so much, Johnny. Thank you so much. Once again, I'm sorry, guys. When I'm doing these calculations, I can't see the super chat. So when these come in, thank you so much. I deeply appreciate it. It helps the channel in a big way. So let's go ahead and check this one. You're 800 kilometers away. The final crater diameter. This is the crater created by Halley's Comet, would be 122 kilometers in diameter, 75.7 miles. It would be 1.26 kilometers in depth. This is a comet that exists, a comet that could theoretically hit us sometime in the future, especially if it were to be impacted somewhere out in the Kuiper belt by another object or something and knocked off course. Kind of hard to say. So once again, we're 800 kilometers away. It wouldn't matter. A roadster. Yeah, the roadster would do virtually nothing. It would blow up in the atmosphere. It pieces of it might make it. If it's relatively small, it's not going to do a lot. Our atmosphere provides a lot of protection. Clothing ignites, third degree burns, deciduous trees, all that would just blow up. On top of that, 10.1 earthquake on the Richter scale, greater than any earthquake in recorded history. And by the way, that's at a distance of 800 kilometers, beyond insanity. The ejecta would arrive 7.24 minutes after the impact. This is another thing that's really frightening. You're 800 kilometers away, right? And you're still getting 41 centimeters, or about 16.3 inches worth of super hot ejecta covering the area and essentially killing everybody, and also superheating the atmosphere. The air blast is 432 meters per second, 966 miles per hour. Utterly destroy everything. And once again, we're 800 kilometers away. The tsunami would range anywhere from 77 meters to 154 meters in height. So up to 500 feet tall. Just mind boggling. And once again, this is a comet that's very familiar to all of us, a comet that exists, and other comets like this do exist. Other comets like this come hurtling through our solar system every now and then. We don't know where these comets are, we can't project where they're going to go in many cases, especially if we detect them or discover them for the first time. And the point I always try to make is we got to do something. I'm sorry, we just got a comment. Okay. So yeah, like I say, we've had an opportunity to do some of this stuff. Oh, we got another one here. What is it? 2.5? What's that one there? Okay, so it's 2.5 kilometers and Chesapeake Bay. Okay, so that's going to be our last one. By the way, before I do this one, once again, a quick reminder, guys, 15 million rather views. I am so grateful for all of that. We have the Angry Astronaut sunglasses coming out, 250 units. That's it. And I'm doing pre-orders right now, $20 over PayPal. Send me your name and I will reserve it. I've got 250 units that I'm ordering, and that's all that there's going to be. My logo on one side, signature on the other side. Once these are gone, they are gone. So thank you very much for your support. And they're, again, $40 plus shipping and handling is what they're going to run, but $20 will get them reserved for you. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this one up here. It was again, 2.5 kilometers. That's still going to be a whole lot of fun. 2.5 kilometers. We'll put it in Chesapeake Bay. So it's not a tremendous amount of water depth. The devastation is going to be a little bit beyond imagine. Let's go ahead and put ourselves. If you're in Chesapeake Bay, let's put ourselves about 80 kilometers away from the blast, so a little ways inland maybe, or something like that. And then you're looking at 2.4 kilometers, and we're going to make it out of dense rock just for fun, and 17 kilometers per second. And water depth, we're going to put the water depth at about 100 meters, let's say, and boom. So let's see what happens here. Okay, we are looking. Okay, first of all, the final crater diameter is going to be 28.8 kilometers. Chesapeake Bay will become a massive crater, 814 meters in depth. And then those of you who are, within 80 kilometers of the blast, anybody who was unfortunate enough to be there, they would take 1.72 seconds for the radiation to arrive, and it would kill everybody and incinerate all the trees. It would be an earthquake of 8.5 on the Richter scale. The air blast, or the overpressure, keep in mind, this is the one thing that's really going to wipe things out before even the wave were to arrive, if it were to hit Chesapeake Bay, is the overpressure from the air blast. The maximum wind velocity would be 732 meters per second, or 1,640 miles per hour, which would utterly destroy everything before the tsunami even got there. The tsunami would arrive 21.3 minutes after impact, and it would range anywhere from 83.4 to 167 meters, 547 feet in height. Fun, isn't it, guys? Oh, Ryan, thank you so much for your support. Wow. Thanks so much for jumping in at the last moment like that. You guys are fantastic. And like I say, since we had an asteroid passing today, I thought we would do this little exercise just to show you what this could theoretically be like, and also to emphasize that we absolutely need an active asteroid deflection system ready to go. Something in orbit, or something preferably in lunar orbit would be better. Some sort of kinetic impactor or something else ready to go, ready to deflect something the moment we detect it. We need these sorts of things ready just in case something like this comes in, because I think, as this exercise has indicated, even something that is far smaller than the planet killer that wiped out the dinosaurs would still cause widespread devastation and destruction. Thank you so much for your support. I am so grateful to all of you for these 15 million views, for all the attention you show to my work. It is deeply humbling, and I am deeply grateful. Once again, don't forget the sunglasses. Pre-order your set if you're interested in them. Logo on one side, signature on the other side. Only 250 of these things, and once they're gone, they're gone. So until we have an effective asteroid deflection system, until the governments of the world take this threat seriously, as they should, I urge all of you to stay angry about space.